you said that Biggie had showed you a contract that he was going to sign with another label after this next album?
Yeah, Big had a contract, and what happened was when me and Puff rode on the plane coming back down there, Puff gave me his briefcase and everything like that. Like, yo, here, like me carry this shit. I say, all right, motherfucker, I got 5 hours, 6 hours on this thing. Let me see what's in the briefcase. And I seen Big contract, and it was talking about, well, you get 250,000, you know, for signing. You're going to get another 250,000 if the thing go gold. Then you're going to get this much, and you're going to get that much. And then at the end of the contract, I was skimming through it. At the end of the contract said, we're going to discuss about you getting your publishing and your marketing back, right? So I was asking Big's questions about that because I didn't know what publishing was. I didn't know what marketing was. And Big was showing me a contract because I was saying to Big, Big was like, yo, Gene, I like you. I would take you with me, bruh, but you love that nigga too much. I said, love that nigga too much? What the fuck you mean I love a nigga too much? He said, yeah, you love him too much, bruh. I would.
So, of course, that was Gene Deal talking about how Biggie was potentially going to depart from Bad Boy Records. And I have a little bit more to dive, a little bit more details to give is, you know, the podcast is called Notorious M.A.F.I.A based off Notorious B.I.G. So this news that came out that went even further into how Biggie was going to depart from Bad Boys, I just thought was beyond interesting, especially in these times with the whole Diddy lawsuit and him seemingly being going to be indicted soon, and that's like soon. So with that being said, Notorious B.I.G. intended to leave Diddy's Bad Boy Records before his death in 1997. Of course, he was embroiled in legal battles with Diddy over publishing rights to his music, and Diddy was adamant about retaining these rights, about that, and how Diddy goes about certain power trips, right? Especially in today's with it being out there as far as what he would do to have certain power over. So the tension rose, of course, and Diddy's actions post Biggie's death didn't lend itself to any more credence to the fact that he was trying to stay, as following Biggie's murder, Diddy capitalized on the shock, allegedly, for the success of Biggie's posthumous album, Life After Death, and he denied leave requests for mourning, focusing on promoting the album. Think about that. Biggie died. He denied leave requests for mourning, focus on promoting the album that he owned, technically, which is Biggie's Life After Death. Rolling Stone also put out a cover, and that was supposed to have a past picture of Biggie just commemorating and showcasing their condolences, but Diddy insisted on featuring himself, not Biggie. And the cover I'm talking about, for people, if you want to see it, go to Analytic Dreams video on Spotify. But basically, this is the cover I'm talking about for people out there who are wondering why he has all of this memorabilia to Biggie. I'm not saying it was all an act. I'm just saying 99.999% of it seemingly was an act. And as a person who basically based the podcast off of honoring Notorious B.I.G., this is just, I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, I've heard that the music industry is a cutthroat business and makes money off of whether you're here or not because of the way the contracts are set up. But to promote an album like this in the midst of the alleged turmoil that y'all had, it just screams, I don't care about this man dying. It just blatantly screams that, because for you to be the owner of royalties and things of that nature when it comes to Biggie's posthumous album, Life After Death, it really just showcases how money hungry and power hungry you are to find this opportunity and try to capitalize off of. Because Biggie was considering going to Roc-A-Fella Records, and this is stuff you can look up. Gene Deal, who was around Tupac, around Notorious B.I.G., has story for days, is on Vlad, and Vlad is like on part like 30, 40. Like, he has multiple stories from Gene Deal, and it's like real stories at this point because it's coming to light. Like, people are going back to watch it. Like, over 2 years ago, people are coming back because it's making sense and adding up with some of the lawsuits as far as Cassie and other victims. But and then you have the Dame Dash interview. When did that come? The Dame Dash interview, which was on Hip Hop Motivation. You just look up Dame Dash, Biggie plan to sign with Roc-A-Fella. And this is not just some random person. This Dame Dash, mind you, from his mouth himself, said that Biggie wanted to join Roc-A-Fella Records, which would have significantly shifted the hip-hop landscape. And Biggie had a lucrative offer of $60 million on the table before his death, which included plans of leaving Bad Boy Records. So it's things like this that showcases how Diddy, in the midst of growing into one of the first black billionaires in the world, had a lot of behind the scenes actions that led to the demise of a lot of people. Let's just put it like Tupac is a person who's been attached to Diddy, and not in a good way. I'm just going to leave it like that. And one of the telling things about this whole expose of Diddy nowadays is when Notorious B.I.G's mom came out himself and basically expressed her disappointment and desire to confront Diddy over his actions and allegations against him. And that's just basically what I'm going to leave you with, because at the end of the day, Notorious B.I.G. versus Diddy, it's been rumors and information to come across, but it's never really been cemented like it has been in 2024. The demise of Diddy has happened in 2024 in a way that I don't think none of us seen coming. Because when you're a billionaire, people just assume that you've done some people wrong, but they never think it will come to light simply because how powerful you are. And I think, personally, it's me just speaking, I think the De Leon connection, him basically burning that bridge with one of the biggest liquor brands in the world, who had a subdivision brand with him via Ciroc, I think that is what led to the security veil being lifted from Diddy for this stuff. Because I do believe there's a Illuminati. It's just people we actually know with all the money in the world. Like, it's not like you can't look up the top rich, the most rich people, what am I trying to say? The richest people in the world. It's not like it's just private information. You can look it up, just most people don't want. So, people with money rule the world. I mean, it's a whole tape that we just seen in the public of Diddy publicly putting hands on a woman in a hotel with multiple camera angles. And guess what? He paid money for it to go away. Anyways, that's basically it, man. As with my podcast title, I just feel like it's my due diligence to put insight into how Notorious B.I.G's professional struggles came about and leave you with that information to do of it with. So that being said, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Notorious B.I.G. wanting to leave and planning to leave Bad Boy Records? And at the end of the day, what is the biggest standout to you when it comes to Notorious B.I.G. versus